A huge thank you to all my generous supporters at patreon.com/doseofbuckley, but a huger thank you to these very generous supporters. Now, in the immortal words of Rihanna, this is what you came for. This is Musical Autopsy. Oh wait, no it's not. I had considered doing this video as old Doc Buckley in the musical morgue, but whenever I play clips of songs, YouTube's bots auto-claim the video, slap ads all over it, and that money goes directly to the labels, which then eventually trickles down to the artists. And the last thing I want is to give Chris Brown even a goddamn penny for this video. And trust me, he could use every penny he can get his lady-beaten hands on, owing $13 million in a lawsuit he lost last month. But, like Marilyn Manson removing his ribs to suck his own dick, I'm getting ahead of myself. That joke worked better in my mind. Anyway, a couple months ago, Chris Brown released Brown, his 12th studio album. An acronym for Break Rules Only When Necessary. And his last name, oh he's so clever. The album opens with a track titled Leave Me Alone. A 6-minute song with like a nearly 2-minute instrumental intro in which he tells everyone he's paid dues for this moment. Let me write my path how I've already written it. I don't need nobody telling me who I am and telling the haters to leave me alone. The second verse tries to paint himself as the real victim, saying that if I fell, I got back up again. That's the part they never mention. And that they keep trying to rewrite what I survived, judging chapters they never read inside. I ain't perfect, but I'm still chosen. He really believes these things. He thinks he's the one who's been persecuted. Not, say, Rihanna. Or Karrueche Tran, the woman he threatened with violence if she didn't give back the gifts he gave her during their relationship. She had text messages and voicemails as proof. Or the guy he assaulted in Washington, D.C. Or the person in L.A. who he hit with his car and drove away from the scene of the accident. Or his former manager he beat up and locked in a room. Or Frank Ocean, who he punched in a parking lot. Like this goes on and on. In fact, it's still going on. In the song he says, I found peace when I stopped explaining my legacy. I ain't lost anymore. I know exactly who I am. If you only see my past, you don't see my resurrection. All of this suggests that he thinks he's actually changed, that he's a good person now, that his violent past is behind him. Just last year, he was arrested in the UK for assault, accused of smashing a tequila bottle over the head of some music producer at a private club. Trial is set for October of this year, so maybe we'll find out more then, but the actual incident happened in 2023. 14 years of public violent behavior, and he's like, oh, if you only see my past, you don't see my resurrection. You let me know when that resurrection happens. It certainly wasn't in 2020, when his dog tore up his housekeeper's face and he ran the fuck away. I've been going quickly through his other horrific moments, but let's spend some time with this one. So in 2020, his housekeeper, Maria Avila, gets mauled by a 200-pound Caucasian shepherd that Breezy owned and kept as a guard dog. Tears her face and her left arm up. Pictures are perhaps thankfully sparse on the internet. I'm not going to show them. But the story goes that the housekeeper goes to take out the trash, normal housekeeper duties, when the dog attacks her and leaves her lying motionless in a pool of her own blood. Chris Brown testifies that he was just about to shower when he heard the growling, ran down to find his housekeeper's body, and then, hero that he is, ran away. He didn't call 911, he didn't try and help her in any way. In fact, an article by Lost Coast Outpost reports that Chris Brown himself directed his other staff to grab the dogs and get them the fuck out of there. The dog, named Hades, Greek god of the fucking underworld, was found a few days later in Humboldt County, 10 hours away, 700 miles from his Tarzana home. So someone tried to ditch the dog, but the fucking idiot had it chipped, so they were able to trace it back to him. He said he was in shock and that the blood kind of freaked me out, and claimed his manager told him to leave the scene, but then also claimed to the same jury that he was afraid there would be a media circus if his voice was heard on the call or if he was around when the police arrived. Chris Brown testified that he'd told the housekeeper about the dogs and to only go outside in the presence of security. Seems like a very inefficient way to take out the garbage. That you have to go get Paul Blart to escort you to the trash cans to protect you from fucking Cerberus. But the housekeeper and her sister, who also worked for Chris, basically said, "No habla inglés." They couldn't have had this conversation with him because they don't speak English and he doesn't speak Spanish. He also tried to claim that they weren't his personal pets. They were just security dogs. But that same year, he posted a picture on Instagram of Hades and his other dog, Zeus, whose name he spelled wrong. It's only 4 letters, you fucking dolt, with a heart emoji. So last month, a jury awards Maria $13 million, making Chris's line, "I don't owe nobody nothing," even funnier. You owe someone 13 million smackers. Less funny, the dog is of course put down, which is entirely Chris Brown's fault. He had it trained to do exactly this: harm any humans who came near his house. It did what it was trained to do, and then the dog loses its life. I think they put down the wrong fucking animal, but oh, don't let Neil hear that. Okay, Buckley, well, just because he was a piece of shit from 2009 to 2023, that doesn't mean he's not a changed man now. Well, let me tell you a story that's getting less publicity. So there's a streamer named Deontay Skies. Goes by the handle of Dis5of? Don't correct me, I don't want to know. He has like 1,000 followers on Twitch. But he's good friends with Chris Brown, who regularly appears on his streams to play Call of Duty. Again, dude only has like 1,000 followers, so maybe this is why Chris thought it was safe to stream with him. That nobody would ever see this? But the story I've been told is that someone joined the game he was playing to troll him, naming themselves Rihanna, or they brought her name up. We don't get to see that in any of the clips that are circulating. Dis5ive has set all his old streams to subscriber only, so I can't go find the full clip. Coward. But this is Chris Brown's response to whatever had happened.
Yeah, Rihanna gonna fuck you up too, bitch. Yeah, I'm gonna beat your ass just like her, baby. You gonna say that dumb ass shit?
Y'all are dumb. Seriously fucking stupid. Rihanna gon' fuck you up too. Im beat ya ass just like her. Imma beat you how Rihanna just beat you. Dumb fucks. I don't like him, but isn't he saying he'll beat the person just like she would beat them for saying whatever the comment was? Imagine still giving Chris Brown the benefit of the doubt in 2026. I mean, regardless of the context, he shouldn't be saying her fucking name, period. To paraphrase Will Smith in a very timely reference, keep her name out your fucking mouth. Chris Brown referencing her at all just shows that he hasn't moved on. I've been fighting my demons. I've been learning my lessons. You clearly haven't learned a goddamn thing. You're still laughing and making jokes about a domestic assault from 17 years ago while playing video games online like a teenage boy. Saying Rihanna's name while you shoot at digital people, you fucking weirdo. But hey, you want to be left alone? In the immortal words of the Pussycat Dolls, be careful what you wish for, cause you just might get it. You just might get it. Here's a picture of the seats available for his concert with Usher in Birmingham, Alabama. I took this screenshot 10 days before the show. Got more blue dots than a Smurf's dick after fucking herpes Smurf. He's doing back-to-back shows in Toronto. Neither one is even close to sold out. Not sure why he thought there was demand for 2 of them. Also not sure why Usher is dragging this deadweight around. 2 years ago, he had to expand from 24 shows to 58 to meet demand after he just performed 100 shows in Vegas and headlined the Super Bowl. Now he's gonna perform to a half-empty stadium in the hometown of fucking Gucci Mane. You wanted to be left alone, Breezy. You'll get plenty of peace and quiet at those shows, won't ya? But I've never wanted Chris Brown to get what he wants more in my life. Yeah, I do want people to leave you alone. I want you to be left with nothing. No more fans. No more women for you to abuse. No more cronies to cover up your fucking negligence. Driving a dog 10 hours away after it ripped your employee's face off. All your money given to the people you've harmed. The greatest thing that could ever happen to you is you dying alone with a mirror on the ceiling, staring into your own eyes as you take your last breath. and your obituary simply stating, turd flushed. This is Asshole Autopsy. Bag 'em and tag 'em.